Howdy, peoples. I hope you're all misbehaving and not getting caught. But anywho, I wanted to do a quick update on the transmission video that I did not too long ago, where I was less than satisfied with the pricing of that service at AMCO, so I did it myself. I got someone commented on the video, saying that I'm doing this wrong. I didn't put this in all the way. I should have spent the $350 because since I did it wrong, I'm now going to have to spend $3,500 to have my transmission rebuilt. So I asked him the obvious question, with getting a comment like that. I asked him the obvious question. I asked him if he worked for AMCO. I didn't get a response. But, yeah, good times. That's how the internet works. Take the good with the bad and let it roll off and keep on moving. But the real thing here is that anyone who's followed my stuff, I may have ranted about this before, but my vehicle was bought. It was a fleet-maintained vehicle, and I may have or may have not mentioned it, but every time I hear fleet-maintained, I just want to scream, because fleet-maintained is only as good as whoever is maintaining the vehicle and who their management is that is ensuring that they are maintaining the vehicles, because my fleet maintained vehicle was not maintained to my satisfaction. I'm not that picky, am I? Well, maybe I am, but anywho, okay. So I put 10,000 miles on this vehicle. I've driven 10,000 miles. I wanted to get the transmission serviced before I hit the road, but I took it into a place and they didn't have a lift that would lift it up to where they could walk under and service it, and they didn't want to get down on the ground. I guess they don't get paid enough to get on the ground and and do it like I did. So I basically got put off, kicked down the road, and here we are. So I changed that out, and I did not like the fluid that was coming out of it, because transmission fluid is red, and what I was draining out of it, looked more like black used motor oil than transmission fluid. There was hardly any red to it. So I went ahead and I did that, and I put new fluid in it. And for anyone who's wondering, when you do that service, you're putting about a third new transmission fluid. 2/3 is the old stuff that's in there. And since the old stuff that was in there looked terrible, I drove it 50 to 75 miles, and then I pulled the pan down. I drained that fluid, and then I put, I guess, 5 or 6 more quarts of transmission fluid in. And I'm going to go ahead and cut away to a video now that shows you clean, brand new red transmission fluid. That is going to be side by side to the transmission fluid that I took out of my vehicle today. And keep in mind that a third of that is new mixed in with the old, and it still looks that terrible. So I'll cut to that now. So that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Almost makes you want to drink it. Okay, let's see, where do we go from here? Okay, the main reason for me doing this video and bringing this up is to help people understand transmission service. When you take your vehicle in and you get the transmission service, they drop the pan, they dump that transmission fluid, they take the filter out, they put a new one in, they put a gasket on, they stick the pan back on, and then they fill it back up to capacity, which only replaces about a third of the transmission fluid in your vehicle. So if you do that, you kind of have one of two choices. You can live with the fact that 2/3 of your transmission fluid is still the old stuff that's been in there for God knows how long, or you can do what I did, and I drove it around for about 75 miles, and then I dropped the pan again, I dumped that, and I put more synthetic transmission fluid in it. So now it's more along the lines of 2/3 new, 1/3 old. And I will change it out again. I don't know what the interval for this is, but I will change it out before it's actually due for another service because I know that some of that fluid in there really wasn't very good. So keep that in mind if you have your transmission fluids done, if you have your transmission serviced. Keep in mind that it's not all new, and it's not as good as it sounds on paper. It's not as good. And that's all I really wanted to add to that one. And if you saw the comment that the person left on the last video talking about the filter seal and stuff like that, I went ahead and videoed that, and I'm going to put it at the end. Once I'm done running my mouth, I'm going to cut away to that video that shows that transmission seal that the guy was crying about. But yeah, he still has not answered me on whether he works for VANquished or not, but it's all good. All right, I'll let you go. We'll end with that, and you guys keep misbehaving. Okay, I'm sure you guys thought I was done talking, but I guess you don't know me that well. Anywho, I just wanted to add a quick little side note, is that you can have your transmission fluid flushed. There's a machine that'll go and hook up and it'll flush out all the old, put all the new in. I don't recommend it, and at the same time I don't not recommend it. Check your vehicle manufacturer, suggestion on that. Make sure you're not voiding your warranty. There is the potential that you can dislodge build up and different things within the transmission doing that, and could actually end up harming your transmission down the road. Or, if your manufacturer says don't do it, you could void the warranty. So I'm not really going to discuss that in any more depth than that. It can be done. Should you do it? Maybe, maybe not. The my way doesn't cause any of those potential problems, and so that's what I did. Okay. Now I'm going to shut up.